So far on this channel, you've seen setting stuff up, fixing things to help make stuff, making things for making things, and storing things for making things. So I finally decided it was actually start to make some stuff. And I have long loved making chairs, and I really needed some outdoor chairs, so I thought I would attempt to delve into deck furniture. I had made a classic Adirondack chair years ago, long before I had this workshop or any of these current tools, and those turned out pretty good. I used pine and batched up 4 at a time, and the price point wasn't too bad, but because of the fact they were pine, they didn't last very long, maybe 12 months, even with some weather coating treating. So this time I wanted to try something different. So I decided to go and build a Westport chair. Now this chair is thought to be a precursor to the classic and well-recognized Adirondack that you see so often today. This also has a really unique look and appeared to me to be straightforward to build. So what I did was I found an instructional video from This Old House, which I thought was a reputable source for this sort of thing that came with instructions, and decided to dive in. Now I'm going to spoil the ending and say the end result, not satisfying. Now, obviously, my chair building, a little rusty, and I think that probably contributed to some of this, but the issues go way deeper. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, so here's where we're at. I have cut all the boards into their pieces that the part plan calls for. I had to do 3 days of glue ups. My clamps allowed me to only do 1 set of glue ups a day, so I had 6 total pieces to glue up, 2 a day. And now what comes next is I will need to plane them to their final thickness, and then we'll start cutting the joinery. So that's what comes next. deep into making this Adirondack chair, and I'm starting to get pretty frustrated with the designs. There's just been a lot of issues, and I think that was my problem with picking a plan that did not have an adequate review process. And by that I mean I couldn't find anyone who had made this, and I didn't think to look this up before starting. But let me walk through a couple things. So the main thing is a lot of the parts are described with really awkward angles and awkward dimensions. And what I found is the cut list didn't even mathematically add up once I started going through it. On top of that, its order of operations are really confusing and assumes that all you have to work with is a jigsaw, which made the choice really difficult because using a jigsaw for accurate cuts, not ideal. I am close to attempting a assembly though, and I feel a little frustrated because of all the problems I've run into, and I'm worried that I'm gonna end up with one janky chair at the end. I had planned on making a second chair once I was all done getting this one made. And now I'm not sure I want to follow the same pattern. So I'll probably try to find a similar style, the Westport Adirondack chair, and just crib my own design and put it together, because this one relies on some funky board sizes, and it assumes that you're going to be putting parts together in a strange way that I found just really frustrating. But we'll see as it gets assembled what it looks like.